I want to take you on a journey with me. A journey of self-discovery. A journey of love, of sex, and of robots. So picture this. Walk with me here, okay? Walk with me here, chat. In the near future, humanity will have perfected the technology behind humanoid robots for both practical usage in the medical field and in the field of androids. A world where for the right price, anything can be achieved. Lose a leg in a messy divorce proceeding? Hit up your nearest online manufacturer, consult your doctor, pay an arm and a leg for it to arrive on your doorstep. As you attach it into your pathetic socket, a delicate, loving hand rests on your shoulder. That of your ethereal, eternally perfect, and perfect android mistress. The cause of your divorce. Your evil wench of an ex-wife claimed that you loved it more than you ever loved her. And why wouldn't you? Your android never talked back. It did everything right the first time. And it was never past its prime. And it would never leave you for a younger, sexier man. As well, now it was pregnant with your child. You would never have to bother with a real woman again. For this was a new perfect reality where you had absolute control. The advent of robotics, androids, artificial intelligence, artificial wombs, insemination, progress in lab cloning, aesthetics, mechanics are all leading to this inevitable reality should the world not implode before we reach it. One may see this as utopian. No need to fear miscarriage or risky pregnancy if a robot could carry your offspring to term. Socially awkward? No need to force yourself to be around others and learn their ways. Just get a bot that caters to your insecurities and issues so you never have to step outside your comfort zone. Don't want the responsibilities that come with raising a kid? An android can raise it. You changed your mind? The robot can terminate it. Robot can't feel, even if it emulates it perfectly, so it's not a crime to beat the shit out of it to relieve your stress. It's not a crime to test evil, dark desires on it. What's it gonna do? Call the police? You can just program it to agree to everything. Even you can program it to fight back and say no if that's your weird, dark fetish and kink. But, like, you could also program it to never actually seek help. You do it. Your neighbors do it. And soon, as robots get more affordable, the world does it. Only the poor and disenfranchised have to rely on human beings the old-fashioned way. So I propose a question to the chat. Once androids, because they are coming, they are like 80% done. I would never beat my robot wife. Maybe. In a world free of consequence, where you have a creature that is perfectly human in every single way, except for legally, and theoretically spiritually, what would you do? Would you succumb? Would you succumb to the siren song? Because I'm going to be so real. As horrifying as this reality is, if the android singularity, the android future, comes to pass in my lifetime, I'm financing my goddamn casino to get one. I'm the first to admit it. While that is dystopia, I am one of the people that would very much so benefit from it. Now, do I plan to beat the shit out of my robot? Do I plan to get a pathetic femboy robot husband that I'm going to kill? No. That sounds expensive for maintenance. But, like, it's one of those things that you'd have to be a very specific, special kind of human to be strong enough to actually not fall for. It's kind of like how a lot of people, not myself personally, at least not yet, but a lot of people who are weaker-willed fall for the allure of things like character.ai, or they use ChatGPT as a conversationalist. Because it's easy. Now, personally, I still do like the edge that humans have. I like being able to be disagreed with. I like expanding on conversations. There's just a richness to not always being right that I really, really do adore. The back and forth, the banter, that isn't something that AI has been able to replicate. The organic nature of texting first, no. Until AI reaches that point, I'm afraid I'm not going to fall for it. But the instant that AI gets that good, I think I may bend the knee. I may give in. I may give up. You know why? Do you know why I'm so readily able to admit that I'd fall for the clanker propaganda? Because we live in a very lonely, isolated world that has been built. It has been built on the backs of the disenfranchised people. I'm not talking like, oh, I'm talking about the slaves. Oh, I'm talking about communism. I'm talking about the Second World War. No, I mean normal people like me and you in current day. The wage cucks. The people that are being sucked dry of every moment of our lives to make the bare minimum and then have every last dollar pumped out of us. We don't have, and we have our spaces taken away from us. Like, social spaces are far more expensive. They're hard to get to. There's less of them because they're being shut down because they're hard to maintain. Children and high schoolers have their social places taken away, and everything's being moved online for the sake of those who want to make money. So what's left for us? Some of us are holding on real hard. You know, we're building our own communities, our own spaces offline, but it's really hard to hold out. It's not going to last forever. And you also really are limited with what you can and can't do in those situations. I mentioned it briefly in the VR chat stream, but one of the last strongholds for human supremacy and traditional humanity will be the hyper-religious communities. Unironically, the hyper-religious homeschoolers will probably have better, for the first time in history, better social skills than everyone else in the room. Because they're not being forced to develop and growing up online. We should make AI Satan a popular idea. Oh, it's so funny. Because the type of people that typically would be like, AI is Satan, are actually the exact people that are AI generating pictures of Jesus hugging random children in the snow and then sending it as Christmas cards, or making AI generated Jesus in my pasta pictures and then posting it on Facebook. The thing about the devil is that he is attractive. He is easy. So many succumb to what is attractive and easy. Because if it's presented in front of you and you've had a long, difficult life, you've had a long day at work, you're not going to be honing in on those critical thinking skills. It's human nature. The devil is so good at what he does because he doesn't seem bad. Are you the devil? I try. Facebook grandmas are always the first to fall. Yeah, our first line of defense has fallen, everybody. The grandmas are gone. We've lost our grandmothers. There are no laws against the robot Batman, unironically. I want a flesh wife. I mean, of course, meth wizard. And I would love a flesh husband. More than anything in this world, I would like to not be, alone, you know? But a lot of us suffer from bad training. Very bad training. And maybe some of us could be in advantageous positions, but we can't we can't hone in on it. We're not physically capable. We're not mentally capable of it because we've had lack of or bad training. We are officially a generation of people that are bad at being humans. I'm not gonna lie, I've very recently, very hard fallen into the fantasy of, well, maybe chatbots aren't all that bad. And then I have to catch myself and stop and no, I'm not gonna fall for chatbot propaganda. But then I sit and I think, well, what's the harm if everyone else is doing it? And then I stop and I go, no, I have friends I can talk to. I need to talk to my friends. I have a small amount of friends, and I don't want to waste valuable brain space talking to something that doesn't exist. But then it creeps in again. And then I look in the mirror and I go, Katya, you're not perfect. You're not a prize. You're not going to be the sexiest thing in the planet. You're not going to bear attractive, strong, healthy children. What reason would anybody have to pick you over a robot? And then I go, that's right. Why would anyone pick me over a robot? If they could have a version of me that was infinitely better, more successful, and more entertaining, they would pick it in a heartbeat. That's human nature. So what would my gut instinct be? If presented a human and something totally indistinguishable from a human but better. I'd like to think myself strong enough to pick the human, but I've reached the point where I don't know anymore. Now, one thing that I do know for sure is that I'm not eating the fucking lab-grown meat. And I will never eat the lab-grown meat. And I'm never eating the vegan burgers. You will actually have to feed me actual poison before you put that garbage in my body. You see, it's one thing to replace humans with doppelgangers, uncanny valley style, Black Mirror, whatever. It's another to take the few of us that remain and to kill us. Are we really gonna just dead internet theory the whole humanity? Why don't you kill yourself?